All right, today we are talking about something so many women experience but don't always talk about: friendship and friendship after 50. As life changes, kids grow up, and more people work remotely, building community can suddenly feel very difficult. So Barbie Armenta is a local realtor and speaker and founder of Brave Co. She is here with tips on establishing meaningful friendships after 50. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
So let's talk about, why is it more difficult fostering friendships after 50?
You know, when we're younger, I feel like the friendships were built in. Like I was always at a ball field or a school event, so I was friends with my kids' friends' parents. And then as you get older, that changes, and it's like, okay, where do I go now to try to make those friendships?
You bring up a really good point, because as you're a kid, you have school, you have, maybe your faith community. There's so many different opportunities. Those opportunities don't simply exist as you get older. So let's kind of dive into this. What are really women, what are they looking for when it comes to friendship in this season of life?
I know I'm looking for authenticity. I'm looking for the just real conversation. I can't going to networking groups and having the surface level, how's the weather? I want someone that
what we're
wants
seeing
to
on
dive
social
in.
media. We
Yes.
want to go deeper than that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about how can we, or how are you in particular, helping women kind of build a new community?
Well, I started a community kind of out of necessity for myself even, but it's called Brave Collective. And so we meet once a month over Zoom, and I have speakers that are equipping with identity and wellness, or just the things women are talking about. And then we have Brave Socials. So we go to brunch, we meet out at restaurants, and it just gives people that little safety thing of doing it on Zoom first, but then also showing up and meeting in person and just getting out and having a fun girls' time.
It's wonderful that you're offering something like this, because there is some vulnerability of putting yourself out there. I mean, it's like any other kind of relationship. It can be hard to make that first call, to set up that first lunch, and it's dating, but in a different way.
Yes.
I'm curious also about the foundations of friendships, things that we would look for maybe when we were kids, and how they've changed as we've gotten older. What are some things that we need to kind of keep in mind when we're considering investing our time and our resources into a new friendship?
I think the easiest thing is finding those commonalities, and I think joining a mahjong group, if that's what interests you, or pickleball, because you have an immediate connection, that's something you can talk about, and then you can find those other things. But that kind of breaks down that initial
Have you
barrier.
played mahjong though?
I know. It's so
Takes so much concentration. I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen, mahjong is great. No offense to mahjong people, but man, it takes a lot of focus and attention. It really, really does. But still, at the same time, even after the games are over, it is something that you can talk about and you can socialize. But as you mentioned, other ways too, through different types of venues. Book clubs, I think, are a good option as well.
I love a good book club.
All right, so let's also talk about the differences that we might have, or challenges that we might have. If, say, for example, we decide we want to retire, we might want to go to a completely different community. And that's a big, big change, especially if we've been in one community for decades and our kids were kind of the resource that connected us with the parent. Moving to a completely different community, especially when we're over 50, that can present a whole new set of challenges. What do you recommend with this kind of potential relocation?
A couple of things. One is, if you go into a new community, join their Facebook group, because then you see what activities are going on. Maybe they have the mahjong group, but maybe they have something else that does interest you, and it kind of gets you familiar with the neighborhood right away. But also, over 55 communities, they have the built-in activities where they might have a happy hour Thursday, or other things during the day that you can do, and breaks down those barriers right away.
All right, one last question. What if we're shy or introverted? If we have a difficult time even thinking about taking that first step? Any tips for people that might feel just uncomfortable?
Yes, that's a little bit me. I'm not one that can go into a room full of women and then be like, let me find a friend, So And again, sometimes it's the Facebook groups. I've met some of my best girlfriends through Instagram, just reaching out, commenting on their things, and then meeting in public.
It's a little less intimidating to start there.
Facebook groups.
These are great tips. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, we definitely want you to join the community today. You can find out more information by going to bravemoves.com.